Hey everybody! I'm here today to show you and tell you how to fix a Canon Pixma TR4500 printer with an error code of 5100, which is 5100. This is an easy tutorial, so let's get right into the video. There are essentially two things that you want to try. I'm going to go over the first one, which is the easiest solution, and then I'm going to move on to the second one, which is a little bit more difficult, but if the first one doesn't work, you're going to have to resort to the second one. So let's get right into the video. First and foremost, unplug your printer. You don't want to be like messing around with it when it's plugged in, because there's like moving components in there. So just unplug your printer. That's the first step, okay? So essentially what you want to do is look for a paper jam, and you want to clear out any paper or debris that might be obstructing the printer heads. So what we're going to do is we're going to access the printer heads. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the secondary cover, which is usually how you would go ahead and change the ink cartridges. But inside of here, okay, inside of here, the ink cartridges aren't moving now, which is good because it's unplugged. So what we're going to do is we're going to look around for any obstructions, anything that might be in the way here, any scrap pieces of paper. Sometimes there's a paper jam. You know, you lose a tiny little fragment of a paper in there and it just gets left in there, right? And then the printer still runs, but eventually it might jam up and cause the error code of 5100 or 5100, okay? So you're gonna look for it and remove it, and hopefully that's your solution. Now, if you can't find anything obstructing it here, what you're gonna do is you're going to go ahead and you are going to look at the back. Now, once again, this Canon Pixma TR4522 printer does not have the error code of 5100 or 5100. Doesn't have that error code, but I've experienced it before, and this is the two-step process. I had to resort to the second step, but I tried the first step first, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the back of the printer right here, and if you'll notice, there's actually these two little, I guess like levers here. We're going to push these together. We're going to squeeze them together, and that's going to open this up. Now I'm going to do this with one hand, but obviously you're going to use both hands. So I'm just going to lift up the printer like this ever so slightly, and that gives you access to the underside, the back underside of the printer. You're going to look for any straggler papers here. So any like fragments of paper, anything that's jamming, that would be jamming up the printer heads. Look around and pull out any pieces of paper from here. Now oftentimes this is where the paper will end up that's causing the problem, only because people check the front of the printer all the time, but most people don't even know that this is available right here. So you want to go ahead and clear up any piece of paper that would be blocking the way, okay? So I'm going to put the printer down ever so gently, and we're going to go ahead and close this up. Make sure you close this. It's very important because you don't want any additional paper to jam up. Then what you're going to do once you've hopefully cleared anything out of there, or at least opened and closed them, because maybe it just needed a little bit of maybe there was something tiny there, and even by opening it, you got rid of it or you moved it enough. You're going to plug the printer back in, try and print something again. See if you can get rid of that error code. If that doesn't work, you got to resort to the second solution, okay? For the second solution, once again, unplug your printer, very important. Make sure it's unplugged so you have full access without moving parts, okay? You're going to open up the secondary door right here, which is going to expose once again where the printer heads move across. Now, it's going to be hard to see because it's not that bright, but I'm going to zoom in and try and get it to focus exactly where I want. Okay, right there, boom. You see, when I move my finger, right where that is, right above my finger when I move it to get more focus, there's that clear band. I believe that I pointed to the right place. It's hard for me to tell on the screen here. But there's a clear band right there. That clear band is essentially what allows the printer heads to sort of move back and forth along that alignment right there. So that can be dirty. Sometimes the ink from the printer heads gets left on there. So what you want to do is just like clean it, like wipe it ever so gently and delicately. If you damage that, it can pretty much cause the printer to have some pretty decent problems. So ever so gently, you want to clean that. Ever so gently. Like, I mean, as gentle as humanly possible. Okay, be so gentle with it and try and clean it. And then once again, once you clean it and, you know, once you clean it and you've wiped it down ever so gently, you want to go ahead and close this door, plug your printer in one more time, and try and print something, and hopefully it's cleared that error code out. Essentially, the printer heads, as far as I understand, the printer heads are struggling to move. So it's either going to be like a piece of debris or a fragment of paper in there, which is the first solution, or it's going to be ink droplets or even dust, dirt, debris, anything that's caught on that clear band over there that's preventing them from moving properly and freely. So that's, you gotta, you know, just clean them, wipe that band, clean that band ever so gently. Try not to touch it with your bare hands or your bare fingers. You want to wipe it and clean it ever so gently using the material of your choice. You can go and do some research yourself on which materials and are best and how to clean that properly. But that's a whole other video, which I will probably do separately. So for this video, I'm telling you to do it, but I would suggest that you go look up a different tutorial on how to do it properly and effectively, just because it's like a whole other video, and it's, you know, it's a decently long process if you do it properly, because you want to make sure that you're taking every precaution possible, okay, to not damage the printer or any components of the printer. So it doesn't necessarily have to be long, but if you take the right precautions, it's going to take you a little bit of time, okay, at least more than a few minutes. That's basically it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment, and of course be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.